It's been a while. It's 9 o'clock, Friday, the 27th of October. Um, what have we been doing? Um, the CPAP technician came yesterday morning, and we both have new masks for Halloween and new pipework. And in the afternoon, the kitchen man came and talked about, made different suggestions about the kitchen, which I didn't want. I didn't want him to do that. I didn't want to move my dishwasher. He didn't like it. Went in all determined to say, no, I don't like that one. And he put the pretty pictures up on the screen, and that was it. I was away. So he has moved the dishwasher. It didn't make sense to us at first when he talked about where he was going to move it to. But according to the plan, it looks like it'll work. Having a sink. I was going to say a sink with a gutter because I think it's a gouttière in a gouttière in French. I can't remember. So of course I want to call it a sink with a gutter, but I mean a drainer. The tap will be in the sink, not behind the sink, so we shouldn't get all the water crap going on. I've decided on a wooden plan de travail worktop, and was going for a smart looking wooden one, and then he showed me one that looked really old, rustic country kitchen, and I decided on that one. And so that was that. Absolutely tipping it down. Absolutely tipping it down with rain it was this afternoon. So wet. We drove to the pharmacy in Memorial where we had our vaccines, because we needed to order some supplies to have here for Mark next week at the end of next week, when we hope he'll be home. He's not in yet. He goes in on Sunday afternoon to be operated. He's on the list for 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. But we needed to go and order a reclining, reposing, foot lifting, supporting chair for him. And we looked online and we couldn't see anything that was really that we liked or that we could afford. The medical ones, the pharmacy ones, are sort of not really how we see ourselves. Like, oh no, they're for old people. However, we went to the pharmacy there, and they have a room full of all the different equipments, and the guy there was able to demonstrate the chair, and it was amazing. So it had lots of different reclining positions, different levels for your feet and your legs. He could sleep in it. I mean, he might for a while want to sleep in it if he's not able to get upstairs or he's uncomfortable in bed. But what was I going to say? So the different, and then when it's up in the seated position, you can push a button and it will lift up gradually and get you standing. And Mark was just really impressed, even though he'd been thinking, oh, we'll do this, we'll adapt that. We can adapt the IKEA chair. I mean, for the last few days, several times, I've hauled him up. Not in that I'm taking all of his weight, but he's needed me to help haul him up off the sofa. And that's only happened in the last week. It's not been going on. He's been struggling to get up. It takes him several, like 30 seconds to get himself into a position ready to get up. But I'm quite surprised that he held his hand out to me the other day to be pulled up. And of course, with my hands, I have to be careful how I grab his hand. But it's fine. So this chair was just amazing because it will just stand him up. All he needs to do is balance. So that's on order. That's going to come Tuesday morning. Raised toilet seats. raised toilet seats like old people have, and a bottle, a urinal, because it seems pointless him struggling out of bed at night or struggling out of the chair just for a pee when he can use a bottle. And I'm well used to dealing with bottles from my nursing days, so that makes absolute sense. So all of that will come Tuesday morning. So it felt quite busy today. Yesterday also felt quite busy. I don't know what happened on Wednesday. Um, Probably not a lot. I have been watching several different cooking, lots of cooking programs, lots of very early professional master chef programs, and it's interesting watching it as a competition, but it's really not. Um, I don't know what year it is. It's many years old, and it's really not as slick as it has been more recently. But I've been watching that. But I'm watching some James Martin Saturday morning, or is it Saturday Kitchen? It's the ones that he does from his home, not the ones that he was doing on BBC all those years ago. And there's an Indian cook, Indian woman who's in Islington. So I think she's from Indian parentage. I don't think she actually was born in India. She did. I was watching her today, and she was doing lamb cutlets in pilau rice. So I got the lamb cutlets out of the freezer this afternoon, and I can make that tomorrow. I haven't quite got. She'd got fresh coriander. I haven't got fresh coriander. Fresh mint. I've got fresh mint. I said the other day our mint's not very good, but it'll be fine for the pilau rice. I've got all the spices I need, so I'll make that for us tomorrow, and that's Saturday. And then Sunday he goes in at 3, so I better do him something nice for Sunday as well. I don't know what that'll be yet. And then I'm on my own for a bit, which will be interesting. He bought in. I think that's what happened on. Well, no, it might have been Wednesday. He bought in a load of wood, so there's a big stack of wood for me. He's changed the gas bottle in the gas fire because that was playing up or running low. So I've got a full gas bottle if I'm unable to light the fire. I've got a pile of wood, and they were things that I was going to ask him to do, and he did them without me asking. So I'm quite impressed with that. Mrs. Gold Brahma, who keeps going missing, is broody. So each evening when I go down to put them away, she's tucked between those 2 bales of straw in the sheep shelter. So, and she's really thin. I picked her up this evening to take her back into the coop, and her breastbone, you can feel her breastbone. And that's the problem when they go broody, they stop eating. I can't do anything to make her not broody. The weather's quite cool, and I'm hoping that she'll break it eventually. She's got enough meat on her to last her for a while, but she is getting thin because she's just not really eating enough. Ida seemed cold this evening. It was 10 when I went down and wet. She didn't. I think that's me projecting. I'm sure she's fine. It's just not very pleasant out there, and we've got more of the same to come, I think. And we still haven't had storms, and we still have storms on the forecast. Joe's had water coming in at the house she's gone back to. I don't know whether I said that her chimney sweep came a couple of weeks ago and showed her the holes in her flue, and that needs replacing, and she just can't get anybody to come and do a Devi. She can't, they're all eventually coming, but meanwhile she can't use her wood burner. Her electrician who was coming to put radiators, he took the radiators off in the house that she was in to put them on in this house, and he's decided to retire, and so he won't be doing that. So she's struggling to find tradesmen, and that is how it is here. And I was sort of thinking it's very different in the UK. If you've got an emergency plumbing situation, you can get an emergency plumber, and I think the same probably with an electrician, but it's not like that here. You just have to wait in the queue. I mean, obviously dangerous emergencies would get dealt with, I'm sure. But these aren't dangerous emergencies. They're just, she'd like to be warmer than she is. She has got a freestanding electric radiator. She's also got one of those plug-in throws that I bought for her that she can wrap around herself when she's working. We have got a spare gas fire, which I may say to her, "Do you want it?" But I'll need to say to that to her soon, so that we can take it over before Mark goes into hospital, because I can't take it over. I'll see if she wants it, because she's got weeks yet before she's going to have proper wood burner warmth, and there's a difference. We've got the gas firelight tonight, and it's comfortable. It's comfortable, but it doesn't have the same quality of heat as the wood burner. The wood burner warms up the room, warms up the fabric of the room, so you feel a bit more contained by the warmth, whereas the gas fire's much more directional. So that's it really. I need to wash my hair. I'll do it in the morning. Not going anywhere. I've been in and out of the rain. So yeah, it seems weird because he was told by the surgeon, and he sort of hung on to, the surgeon said, "Oh, you could be home in 3 days," and I'm doubtful, but I don't say it. But it seems weird because he keeps saying, it's weird now because I can be thinking this time next week I could be home, and he could be Friday. He could be home. I don't think he'll be home sooner than that. So he had a phone call on. Yeah, he had a phone call on Thursday from the secretary to tell him what he needed to bring with him, not to forget this, don't forget your CPAP machine, and various other bits and pieces. So it felt like, oh, okay, well, that's confirmed now. I know in the UK people can turn up and on the morning of their operation be cancelled. So I hope that doesn't happen here, but I don't think we're in that same state as they are over there. So that's it really. Just thought I'd keep you posted on what's going on. I'm sure there's other stuff that I've forgotten to tell you. That's the problem if I don't vlog every day. I forget. I forget if I vlog every day, let's face it. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to go back to my cooking shows. I don't know what I'm going to watch. I'm going to have a look for another MasterChef one, I think. That's what I'm going to do now. So have a good weekend. If I don't talk to you over the weekend, I'll certainly talk to you and let you know what's going on Monday or Tuesday. I'm sure I'll talk to you before then. I'll be all on my own. I have to talk to someone, won't I? Okay, thanks. Thanks for listening.